Hi, this is David. I'm your host. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is the first time you're listening, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I thank you so much for listening, and I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Are you addicted to social media? Hold that thought. We're going to get right into it. The other day, I was on Facebook and a TikTok video caught my eye. I clicked on the video and it was funny as can be. Now, I enjoy humor, and especially when it can make me laugh a great deal. But before I knew it, I went down a rabbit hole 60 feet deep, and it felt like only 15 minutes, but one laugh and one video at a time. Before I knew it, I was an hour deep, gone. It was a whole hour that just passed. The funny part of this story is that I'm rarely on social media for entertainment. It's usually for advertising or checking stats for my own posted media to see how effective it was. This got me to think just how many people fall victim to the time lost through engaging in social media entertainment. I mean, I got sucked in real fast, and I was in a process of doing something, but just happened to see that video. And believe me when I tell you, I don't regret watching those videos for that hour. I mean, it made me feel good. I was happy, and that's a good thing. But this got me to think, how many people fall victim to the time lost through engaging in social media entertainment? After researching and looking online, I found a website, and it was called, I believe, Search Logistics. And Search Logistics, they have several statistics that they display. And one of them was about social media and how people are addicted to social media. And it was pretty interesting, but I'll get to that in a minute. But don't get me wrong, I spent a great deal of time on the internet. And when I say a great deal of time, I probably am online for about 6 hours a day. And that's due to a lot of things that I have to do online, whether it's posting advertisements and checking engagements and answering questions from customers and so on and so forth. Although every now and then I will see something on social media that might catch my eye, like I did the other day. Then one day out of the blue, I noticed I went on Facebook just to see what other family and friends might have posted. It was like almost as if I was missing something. And I was like, dang, I've never done this before. So that's why it was really strange to me. And that got me to think, how many times are people doing the same thing? And I know it must be a lot of people. And there are millions of people who are online and who are engaged in entertainment through social media. This got me to really think at how many people you normally see online. Being on social media is great, sparingly and not consuming so many videos excessively daily. I was just curious to find out how many people were addicted to social media. But before I say that word addicted, because there are a plethora of opinions as to what constitutes being addicted on social media. And I'll put that question to you. What do you think is being addicted to social media? How many hours does a person have to be online in order to be called addicted to social media? I mean, how many hours are you engaging in social media and watching videos, posting and doing all sorts of things? So I really can't say with all definitive, because I don't think unless you had a majority saying it's XYZ, and if you're doing XYZ, then that can be labeled being addictive. But some of these statistics are geared over millions of people. So, yeah, it has some kind of slate to it. It has some weight. and has an opportunity for you to take a closer look at what you might be doing. So I found this also interesting. Which genders use social media more by the platform? And did you know that Snapchat, there is 60% of women who use that more or opposed to the 40% of men? And Pinterest, 78% women opposed to 22% for men. Instagram is 57% opposed to men, 43%. And Facebook used to be predominantly by women. For some reason, they're migrating out of Facebook, where there is now 44% and men is 56%. Twitter, women, it's 32%, but men is 68%. Men, for some reason, gravitate to Twitter like crazy. So LinkedIn, of course, is 49% for women, 51% for men. And you have to think about, I don't know if you use LinkedIn, but I do know I look at LinkedIn a great deal. So I can see that. Now, TikTok, on the other hand, that's 59% women and 41% for men. And for YouTube, you have 45% for women and 55% for men. Now, social media sites that have significantly more female users are Snapchat, Pinterest, Instagram, and TikTok, while men tend to gravitate to Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So that's something to think about. But here's something else. I want you to think about this as well. So you have women who they say is online for an average of 2 hours a day, while men are online for an average of 1.81 hours, right? And that's per day. This doesn't seem bad, right? However, it's not so much being bad per day, although 2 hours a day, I think that's a lot. In my opinion, I think that's a lot. But think about this. Over a period of time, it accumulates. So you might want to think about what you're doing there. So Facebook has 2.85 billion active users, while YouTube is coming in at a strong second with 2.29 billion active users. That's a lot of people active online. When on social media, an hour here, an hour there doesn't seem to be a long time. But until you start to look at the long-term accumulative hours spent on social media, then you may say, that might be a little crazy. Over 210 million people worldwide suffer from social media addiction. I'm going to repeat that. Over 210 million people worldwide suffer from social media addiction. Teenage social media addiction symptoms, they have sometimes deal with mental health. So it's serious, friends. It's real serious. Teens who spend more than 5 hours a day on their phones are 2 times more likely to show depressive symptoms. Most social media is consumed on mobile devices, especially among teenagers. Now, when you think about Facebook, has 2.85 billion active users, while YouTube has the 2.29. Just how many people are sharing videos, entertainment content, and you have to watch that. You really, really have to watch that. So I'm just going to give you some numbers before I go here. I would let you determine what might be excessive or what might be considered addictive, but it's something that you need to probably take a closer look at. And again, Search Logistics is a website that I got some of these numbers from, and I'm just going to shoot this to you real quick before I go. The average person spends, let's say, about 2 hours a day, about 2 hours a day online consuming content or entertainment, right? So you take that 2 hours times 30 days, and now you have 60 hours a month just in entertainment. Man, that's a lot. So you take that 60 hours a month and you times that by 12 months is 720 hours consuming entertainment throughout the year. But it gets a whole lot deeper for children because they say the average child or teenager spends at least 3 to 5 hours online daily. So let's just use 3. That's the lowest number there. So 3 hours times 30 is 90 hours a month. Close to 100 hours a month online just in pure entertainment. You're not really learning that much, but pure entertainment. I'm not talking about the children or kids or teenagers who are consuming content to learn something. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the children or teenagers that are taking this information in, using the content for pure entertainment purposes. Now, you take that 90 hours and times it by 12, that's 1,080 hours a year in entertainment. Do you know that if you're consuming 1,000 books or, you read 1,000 books on a subject, you're really considered an expert. But imagine 1,000 hours. You're almost an expert in entertainment. I know it's crazy, but that's a lot of hours a year. And that's a lot of hours to dedicate a year in entertainment. And I'm quite sure those hours can be better used for something else, to learn something better or to learn something that will help improve one's life. So I'm a heavy reader. I love to read, and I believe that when we can consume our time into learning something better, we might be better off people. So something good, not learning anything bad, but something good. So I want to clarify that. My name is Dave. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If you want to reach out to me, you can do so by 972-284-9518. You can text or call. I will answer you. So make sure that you listen to Poetry Fridays, because every Friday I will be reading a poem or may have somebody else read a poem. So take a look and take a listen and make sure that you check us out on Poetry Fridays. I want to thank you guys for listening, and I want to wish you a fantastic and blessed day. I hope your Memorial Day was a good day. So take care. I'll see you next time.